Hey folks, Leave here once again. Welcome back to another review. Hope you enjoyed my review slash epic rant on Son of the Mask. Yeah, terrible film. But anyway, guys, welcome to my channel. Remember to subscribe to this new channel that has the mask profile picture on it. I just want to keep on reminding you guys. This is my new channel. Yeah, I forgot to show this movie last time. Sorry, I guess I was so Son of the Mask messed with my brain so badly that I forgot to show you the next video. But anyway, I did put it in my community post. So even if I forget to share a review, I will put the next one on the community post. That's one thing I won't forget. But yeah, subscribe to this channel. And thank you guys for the 39 subs. I appreciate it. And I've been doing a superhero marathon on my channel. Yes, I've been calling them phases. Like phase one was the Superman marathon. Phase two was the Batman marathon. Phase three is just superhero movies from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s, and 2020s now. And phase four will be, I guess, other TV shows of superhero movies and stuff. And I guess part of that will be other superhero movies that come out after that. I'm going for it all. So, but now I've been on the 2000s era of superhero movies. That is superhero movies that came out the year 2000 to 2009. So, and right now I'm on the year 2005. And this movie, I really enjoyed this film. I've seen it twice. I enjoyed it. I only maybe have one issue with it, a little couple of issues, but still, despite that, this is a really good movie in my opinion. Very underrated movie. This is a superhero horror film directed by Francis Lauren and starring Keanu Reeves. You know, I wanted to say happy belated 60th birthday to Keanu, who turned 60 this year. This film is basically a DC, yes, DC, because this character is DC, from DC Comics. So not Marvel, DC. And that is Constantine, which I have on Blu-ray. Yeah, you get some special features on here, like 18 minutes of deleted scenes, including an alternative ending, commentaries, director Francis Lawrence, and producer Avi Goldman, and screenwriters Kevin Borden and Frank Copeland. Channeling Constantine, talking about conjuring Constantine, talking about the character and some of the special effects. So they got that done. Talking about the history of the character, John Constantine. Yeah, this is what the Blu-ray looks like. Nothing inside of it, but this is a pretty good movie. This is definitely, in my opinion, an underrated movie. Don't hear people talking about it as much, which is sad. You know, he's got I call that the cross gun or the holy cross gun. That's what I'm calling it. It's a badass gun. But a little about only Constantine character himself, about John Constantine. He Constantine first appeared in Swamp Thing 37, June 1985, and was created by Alan Moore, Steve Battisti, and Joan Toplin. Constantine is a working class warlock, ultimate detective, and conman from Liverpool who is stationed in London. Known for his cinematic deadpan wit, smoking, his chain smoking, he is also a passionate humanitarian with a deep desire to make a positive impact, a really supporting character. So he has abilities like to genius level intelligent, expert user of magic, telekinesis, master con artist. Constantine is detected as a sorcerer of questionable mortality. Now, I've never read any of those comic books. I know he's in the TV series Arrow a little bit, DC Legends of Tomorrow, and Justice League Apocalypse Dark, I think it's called. I forget what Justice League Dark or something like that. I forget. I'm not gonna look it up right now, or maybe I can in here. But and there's two, I think, Constantine animated movies, which I definitely need to read those. But in John Constantine's early appearance, his past was a mystery. His life was as a child and don't not developed. He was born in Liverpool on May 10th, 1953, the son of Marianne and Thomas Constantine. Marianne died giving birth to him and his stillborn twin brother because of an earlier abortion enforced on her by Thomas, had weakened her womb. Since he was unable to accept responsibility for his wife's death, Thomas blamed John, and the pair grew up with a deep dislike for each other. While in the room, John strangled his twin brother with his own cord. In a parallel universe, the twins survived to become the well-loved and well-wisdom magician John never was. In their childhood, John was his older sister Cheryl lived briskly with her aunt and uncle, stealing a female's neighborhood underwear. They moved back to Liverpool where their father was released, Judge Bloodline, Okay, I'm just reading a bit about the character. Interesting read though. Yeah, Constantine's always been an interesting character to me. He's a guy that has to face demons. Basically, he does that. He's an exorcist. But at the end of the day, he'll have an attitude about it, like saying "up yours" with his fingers, with the middle finger. Although a compassionate humanist who struggles to overcome the influence of both heaven and hell, despite his occasional heroism, Constantine is a foul-mouthed delusion personified who proves his life with shelter and danger. His motivation has been outlined addition that the only strange and mysterious can salute. He also seems something of a weird Matt magnet. He's shown to be someone with a wide circle of contacts and allies. Constantine has the reputation as being one of the most powerful sorcerers in the world. Despite this, he rarely uses magic. Instead, choosing to use his wits to trick his opponents. Constantine is also referred to as the Constant One. Gives his whole family tree. It says that Constantine is bisexual, okay, which means he likes men and women. Okay, I don't really want to know that, but all right. Yeah, but I'm not gonna read all about the character. Read more about it in the comic book yourself or on Wikipedia here. So anyway, on to the movie production of the film. The character of John Constantine was introduced by comic book writer creator Alan Moore in the saga of the Swamp Thing 37, released in June 1985. In 1988, the character was given his own comic book title, Hellblazer, published by DC Comics. Producer Lauren Sherwood Donner, oh that sounds familiar. She is the wife of the late Richard Donner. Richard Donner, who directed Superman the movies. And if you want to say Superman 2, Richard Donner, he did direct part of that. But anyway, he's known for directing that, and because of Richard Donner himself, we've gotten you know many superhero films because of that. Because of Superman the movie is why you get comic book movies that if you like them or you don't like them, you get it like this. Is because of Superman the movie that really paved the way for all this to happen. Let's see. Well, along with her husband, she has produced movies like Free Willy 1 and 2, The Adventure Home. And she's also produced other superhero movies before Constantine. That was the first X-Men movie from 2000, X2, X-Men United. This film, X-Men The Last Stand, X-Men vs. Wolverine, or X-Men First Class, X-Men Future Past, X-Men Apocalypse, Logan, Deadpool 2, X-Men Dark Phoenix, The Minutes, and the new movie Deadpool and Wolverine. She was an executive producer on Assassins. I think that starred Sylvester Stallone and Antonio Banderas and Julianne Moore. I think, yeah. Volcano starring Tommy Lee Jones. Free Willy 3. Yeah, and she played a nurse in Lethal Weapon 3. And yeah, she began developing the film in 1997. Paul Hunter was attached to direct in 1999. In 1999, so excuse me, sorry. Paul Hunter was attached to direct in 1999, and he was replaced by Tersum Singh in 2001. Warner Brothers hoped to begin filming in 2002 with Nicolas Cage in the lead role, but Singh dropped out, resulting in opposing lawsuits fired by himself and Warner Brothers. Now, I know Nicolas Cage, he was going to play Superman in Death of Superman Lives, but directed by Tim Burton, but that never happened. But he did go on to play a Marvel character, Marvel superhero, Marvel anti-hero, kind of like Constantine, but different. That was Ghost Rider in 2007, which came out in 2007. Keanu Reeves became attached to the film in 2002. Alan Moore, the original creator of the John Constantine, was disappointed by the previous adaptations of his comics from Hell and The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. He refused to be credited or associated with this film, asking the royalties get shared among the others of the character. Constantine incorporated some elements of Girl and Dangerous Habits story arc from the comic, and others such as the inclusion of Papa Midnight from the original Sinister Trade paper mark. The film's title was changed from Hellblazer to Constantine to avoid confusion with Clive Hellraiser film, Clive Parker's Hellraiser films. In fact, the comic series was going to be titled Hellraiser, but was also retitled to avoid confusion with the first Hellraiser film, which was released a year before the debut of Hellblazer. Confusing, right? The film changed several aspects of the source material. For one, it was set in Los Angeles rather than England, which director Francis Lawrence justified claiming that the comic book was not exclusively set in London. Reeves plays the role of John Constantine, his real life American accent and black hair, while the character in the comics was drawn to resemble the blood the Rivers of the Blonde musician Sting came from Liverpool. For the film, Constantine was also given the ability to see half-breeds as they truly are, as this led him to attempt suicide, causing his damnation, which in the comics was punishment for summoning a demon that killed a young girl. Additionally, the result of lung cancer plot in the film was amended so that Lucifer willingly saved the redeemed Constantine to give him a second chance at falling rather than being tricked into doing so. Hell, as this is hell depicted as in the film. Yeah. Director Lawrence decided to base the film's concept of hell on the geography of what's around us now. He further explained. Now, I didn't watch behind the scenes of this movie like I should have, but from what I heard, I think Keanu Reeves did like doing this movie, and this is pretty interesting. I've heard that they wanted to do a sequel. Yeah, even the director said it's got a cult following over the years, but this movie is rated R. Just to let you know, this movie is not for children. Yeah, it's not a kids movie. There's intense things in here that would scare them because it's exorcism. So it is basically kind of a horror movie too. For the music score of the movie, you have Brian Tyler who does the music score for the film. For the release, though, the film was released on VHS and DVD in 2005. Crossing up in 3,600 theaters. The United States on February 18, 2005. It ended its run on June 16, having grossed $76 million in the United States and $154.9 million in other territories for a worldwide total. Okay, not gonna read all that. But I don't think the critics liked it too much. It gets a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes. People compare it to a system of critics compare it to The Matrix, because that's where Keanu came from doing those movies. Ebert added this movie. Yeah, okay, wait a minute. Ebert, Roger Ebert added this film to his list of most hated films, which I disagree with. Come on, Roger. I mean, may he rest in peace, but I don't understand why. Plot holes, general action depicted throughout the film. Yeah, he keeps on smoking because he's a chain smoking. The guy does not care. But putting on this hated film, no. I definitely disagree with that. Yeah. But anyway, there was also, for the marketing of the movie, you had the trailers and all that stuff, and the TV spots for the film. There was a video game based on this movie. Sorry, video game based on the film. That was on platforms like PlayStation 2, Xbox, Microsoft Windows. As players, they control John Constantine. Gameplay is type of third-person shooter. Players can select from variety of weapons to eliminate demons. Cutscene, special missions, or bosses. John can cast spells that can create lightning storms. Expel demons, create storms of flies, or confuse enemies. Each requires the player to hit a sequence of keys within a small window of time. With John chanting at each key press, the spells have been described critics as being impressive without much hand-on play. Made it feel like the story. The game stars John Constantine. Okay. Yeah, guess it kind of follows the same plot of the movie. I've never played the game before. Just brought it up for this review. But anyway, for the film's cast, you have Keanu Reeves as John Constantine, a chain-smoking, cynical exorcist with the ability to pursue the true fish of hell, half angels and half demons on the human plane. John is damned to hell for attempting suicide, a mortal sin, and has terminal lung cancer. Connor Dylan Royal as young John Constantine. Rachel Weisz as Angel Dawson. She's a trouble detective investigating suicide. He is a LAPD detective, Los Angeles Police Department, of the Los Angeles Police Department. Plays her twin sister, which is also played by Rachel Weisz. Weisz also plays Mammon, the son of the devil, the son of Lucifer, who has no patience for his father's rule of hell and uses Angela's body as means of escaping the rule over Earth. Shia LaBeouf as Chase Kramer, Constantine's driver and an apprentice. He has a strong interest in the occult and helps Constantine whenever possible in order to gain knowledge and experience from him. Linda Quinton as Gabriel. Oh, I forgot to mention. Well, Keanu Reeves. He's been in movies like the Matrix films, Speed, Bill and Ted. Clearly, no one Bill and Ted Face the Music, Point Break, the John Wick films. Yeah, yeah, and Toy Story 4 did a voice for that. Rachel Weisz. I'm not a fan of the actress to be honest. Never was a fan of her, but I just remember her from the Mummy and the Mummy Returns. And I think she was also another superhero movie that was Marvel, but not horror. That was she was in Black Widow. She's gonna be another Marvel movie called Thunderbolts, but she was in Black Widow, which is a female superhero movie. And Shia LaBeouf, seen him in movies like remember the Even Stevens show from Disney Channel, the Even Stevens movie. He was in Disturbia, the Transformers movies, just three of them. That was Transformers, the first one, 2007, Revenge of the Fallen, and Dark of the Moon. And he was Henry Jones Jr., the third, Indy's son, and Indiana Jones and the Kingdom Crystal. I love that movie. I think that's an underrated film. And like I didn't mention Hulk was in that. Yeah, that was for Disney as well. Tilda Swinton as Gabriel, a half-breed archangel with a descendant from humanity who plots to free Mammon or means to unleash hell on Earth. Uh, Tilda Swinton, I know she was in a movie called The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio. I've seen that. But y'all should know her as the ancient one from Doctor Strange, the first Doctor Strange, and uh, maybe she was in two. I don't know. Just the first Doctor Strange. But she was also in Avengers Endgame as well as the ancient one. So she's done other bit of other superhero movies too. Yeah, I'm not going to get into her entire filmography. Troy Taylor Vince is Father Hensey, an Islamic alcoholic priest with the ability to communicate with the dead. He was in movies like JFK, Jacob's Ladder, Mississippi Burning, Identity. Dalmas Haas, I can't say his name right, as Papa Midnight, a former witch doctor who once fought against hell after swearing on oath of a new trilogy. Almost one judge set tip at the battle car, he opened a nightclub service, meeting ground for both sides of the war between heaven and hell. But this actor, he did another superhero movie. Well, he was in a movie called Never Back Down. I like that movie. Oh, okay. He did some other superhero movies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see. I know he was in Furious 7, but he was in Guardians of the Galaxy, another superhero film, comic book film, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. He was in Aquaman, doing a voice for that. Um, he was in Black Adam. Let's see. He was also in Shazam in Captain Marvel. Shazam, he plays the wizard. I think he was also in yeah, he was also in Shazam: Fury of the Gods. So he's done other superhero comic book films as well, but those are more different than this one. Good actor. Gavin Rodos as Baltimore, a half-breed demon, and son of Lucifer, has special interest in history with Constantine. Haven't seen him in other movies, but he was in the movie Zoolander. Peter Storm as Lucifer, who was the devil, a fallen angel, or with God for the souls of all mankind, and the ruler of hell. He appeared on earth as Satan or the devil. He loves Constantine. He loves Constantine. Wants to get him. You know. But Peter Storm, he was in. He was in, not just in Constantine, but he was in Lost World Jurassic Park 2, The Big Lebowski. He was in Armageddon, Bad Boys 2. I think he was also in John. He had a small part in John Wick 2. Yeah, he can. Yeah, he. So he worked with Keanu again. Max Baker as Beeman, Francis Gilman as Father Garrett, Joseph Zillett as Detective Bliss, Jess Ramsey as Emmanuel, April Grace as Dr. Archer, Tanner Reed as the bouncer at Midnight's Club. Oh, okay. He's the best known as a stunt double for movies. He's all for for he's best known as a stunt double for his cousin, Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Wow. He's worked with him, done some stunt double for Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, in movies like Skyscraper, San Andreas, Furious 7, Hercules, Fast and Furious 6, Iron Man 2. He was a security guard. Urban Justin. He was I think that was a Steven Seagal movie. The Scorpion King. Damon Harvey as Angel on Board. Additionally, Michelle Monaghan filmed several scenes as Ellie, a half-breed demon constantly sleeps with, and asks for information. She is a short part here. I only saw one scene in the movie. Michelle Monaghan, beautiful actress. You know what? She should have been the lead. I'm sorry. I prefer her as a better actress to Rachel Lee. She would have been a better lead actress. She was in some of the Mission Impossible 3, Ghost Protocol. She was an Eagle, which she worked with Shia LaBeouf in that movie. Was in that movie with him. She was in Mission Impossible 3, Ghost Protocol, Fallout. You know, but and Pixels, which I like with Adam Sandler. Eagle is another underrated movie, which stars Shia LaBeouf, whatever. But anyway, it's directed by Francis Lawrence. He's directed movies like I Am a Legend, Water for Elephants, the Hunger Game film series, which I really have no interest in seeing. That's just me. Screenplays by Kevin Borden, Frank Coblon. He's done screenplay work for like The Women Men, starring Steven Seagal, Mindhunters. But The Women Men, yeah, that's a action movie with Keanu Ivory Wayans and Steven Seagal. And Frank Coppel, he's worked on movies like writer for like Suburban Commando. I think that was Hulk Hogan. Uh, not too many movies that I've seen. Story by Kevin Borden. I think also Michael E. Uslan. Can't say his name right, but if you know him, he is the man that is responsible for creating Batman. Well, not creating Batman, but giving us Tim Burton's Batman '89. He kind of worked on that, you know, and is responsible for giving us the Batman movies or DC movies that we probably get today. Not just because of Superman the movie, but Batman '89 as well. But he also works on this film as well, I think. Based on characters from John Constantine, Hellblazer. It's produced by Lauren Sheldon, Benjamin Meitler. Michael Uslan was a producer on the movie. Uh, he's worked on other superhero movies too, like Swamp Thing from 1982, The Return of Swamp Thing, Batman Returns, Batman Mask of the Phantasm, Batman Forever, Batman. It includes some Batman animated movies, the Catwoman 2004 movie, Batman Begins, the Batman vs. Dracula, Batman Gotham Knights. So a lot of DC movies. Michael Uslan, like I said, he's responsible for creating Batman as well. Yeah, and he's worked on other DC movies, I'm sure. Eric Goldsman, I think he produced some of the Batman movies. The older ones. Yeah, let's see. Well, he produced. Yeah. Well, he was a writer on Batman and Robin, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. A Time to Kill They worked with Joe Schumacher, Lost in Space. I wasn't a fan of that movie. He was a writer for I, Robot, starring Will Smith. I'm a Legend. Yeah. Cinematography is by Philip Roslett. Edited by Wayne Wyman. Music is by Brian Tyler and Close Billet. Brian Tyler. Name sounds very familiar to me. I think he's done. Let's see. Like he's done some for some. I think music score for like son of a bitch from the fourth Rambo 4 or Rambo. He did the music score for that. Iron Man 3, the Expendables trilogy, Eagle Eye, Now You See Me, Avengers: Age of Ultron, and Super Mario Brothers movie, amongst others. Or has worked worked with other ones people. Yeah. Bird, he's done music for Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse Black Pearl, Catwoman, Constantine. And this movie's a lot better than Constantine. I mean, the Constantine. This movie's a lot better than Catwoman, by the way. Yeah, in my opinion. Production companies: Warner Brother Pictures, Village Roadshow Pictures, The Diamond Company, Weed Road Pictures, Three Arts Entertainment, distributed by Warner Brother Pictures. It was released February 18, 2005, here in the United States, and on February 7, 2007 in Paris. It's 120 minutes. It's 121 minutes long. The budget was $100 million to make the movie. The box office made $230.9 million worldwide, despite the mixed reviews from critics. It has since garnered a cult following the years following its release, which is for good reason. They're developing a sequel, which I'm curious to see. Definitely like to see Keanu Reeves back. But for the plot synopsis of the movie, what the film is about is that as a suicide survivor, demon hunter John Constantine is literally between been to hell and back, and he knows that when he dies, he's got one-way ticket to Satan's realm, unless he can earn enough goodwill to climb God's stairway to heaven. While helping policewoman Angela Dawson investigate her identical twin apparent suicide, Constantine becomes caught up in a supernatural plot involving both demonic and angelic forces that might want to that want to create hell on earth. So, along with Angela Dawson, along with Shia LaBeouf, along with the Papa, guy, whatever, I forget that black actor's name. I can't say his name right. And with his Holy Cross gun, has to save the world from being hell on earth. Yeah, he kind of has to save the day and kind of get repent on his own soul, redemption for his own soul. Before I talk about the movie itself, I'm gonna get nervous. 20 minutes. Okay. I remember this is my second time watching the movie. I didn't grow up watching this movie or anything. Believe me, I've seen Catwoman starring Halle Berry a few more times than I've been watching this, or even Son of the Mask. Yeah, I'm ashamed to say that. Honestly, I just wish I watched this movie a lot more. But the movie opens up with this guy with some nice tile sequences, and this guy, these Mexican guys are like working on the road or whatever. They go in the grass. He pulls his knife out, his dagger, and it's like he gets possessed by a demon. He drives away. But you figure out John Constantine himself. He's an exorcist. He lives in Los Angeles. He's born with the power to see demons and angels and demons on Earth. He committed suicide at the age of 15. He committed suicide at the age of 15, being unable to cope with his visions. Constantine was arrived paramedics, but spent 2 minutes in hell. He knows that because of his actions, his soul is condemned for damnation when he dies. He has recently learned that he has developed cancer as a result of his smoking habit. He's a chain smoker. Yeah, but Constantine, he's a chain smoker. The guy just doesn't care. He knows he's on borrowed time. He knows he's going to hell. So he just is smoking away 36 cigarettes a day, you know. But there's this little girl that gets, her mother sees her on the floor. She's talks about the devil, and he walks in there, constantly puts a cigarette down, puts his holy hand on there, this sign of a cross on her head, or emblem, whatever you want to call it, on her head to pray for her. He does his prayer, and the devil, this demon wants to come like out of her mouth, out of her body, and I like the moment when he punches the demon. He's like, okay, he's got to turn on. He's like, I'm gonna need a mirror, a big size mirror, and he tells Shia LaBeouf, just move the damn car back, and these guys put the mirror with ropes on it, and he sees the demon, and the demon's gonna get trapped in there. Get rid of it. One guy looks at the demon, he's like, oh, you know, he's like, no, no, and he's able to get the demon out of her. Her exorcise of the demon, and the girl ends up being fine. The mirror lands on the truck, damaging the car that Shia LaBeouf is driving. Shia LaBeouf is a Kramer, plays Kramer. It lands on his taxi. John goes home afterwards, just to have a cigarette. He's coughing, he's bleeding. Then you have Rachel Weisz, she's this LAPD detective. She has this vision of her sister dying. She's in her apartment. She says her sister would never commit suicide. She tries to go to a preacher, you know, goes to the hospital, see her body, make sure it's her or whatever. Well, take her to the coroner. Yeah, she kind of runs into Constantine. Constantine has to go talk to Papa Midnight. I forget what he was asking him, but he had a certain talk with him. And he's talking to this other demon that he has a history with. They don't get along. He's like, you say something, and he's him coughing. Now, there's also one scene though where where John is out in the night, he's coughing, and the demon attacks him, and it's got like bugs on it. He's like, wow, wow, exorcist, you should have mind your own business. Constantine fights him. He puts the demon out on the road, gets him to wreck, gets him, pushes the demon to a car, the demon run over by a car, and he's stepping on the bugs. He goes to Gabriel, played by the actress who will go on to play the HM1 in Doctor Strange. HM1 in Doctor Strange. He asks Gabriel a river from about saving his life. He's like, you know, because John thinks that if he does these good deeds by doing all these exorcisms, that he'll buy his way to heaven. He's like, that doesn't work like that, John. I'm sorry, you're trapped, John Constantine. You can't get away like this. It won't gain him a revival to heaven because his motivations are selfish, and he only does it to make money or just does it for himself to get paid. And Balzer, the demon he's waiting for, tells him the hell's waiting for him, and that he's one soul that that Earth, that devil will come and get him to Earth personally. But you find out that the devil and the demons they can't cross over. Well, the devil can, but the demons they can't cross over. They can only influence. They can't cross to this side of Earth. They can only whisper in your ear or to make you sin. Well, not make you sin, but to tell you to do it. Yeah, I do believe in God, by the way. Just let y'all know. LAB detective Angela Dawson, Rachel Weisz shows up at Constantine's apartment looking for his help with her investigation of her twin sister's death. He's like, believe me, you don't want to know anything about this. Like, I like it that when he puts a water bottle, a water glass top of a spider, and Will's always like, yeah, welcome to my world. Yeah. Tells him, well, how you can help me? What should I do? Okay. Tells her just literally like this with a water drink. Get out. I know, John. I need your help. You know. And he says, well, Isabel committed suicide. He's like, I'm sorry. Suicides end up going to hell. There's also a camera footage showing it. Angela's convinced that Isabel would never commit suicide, but he goes to talk to her, changes his mind. She's like, well, I don't believe in what you believe in. I don't believe in the devil. Well, you should. He believes in you. And the devil comes to happen. He gets this fire, to this holy fire, I guess, crossfire. Get all these demons from to attack her, and she starts throwing up. Yeah, that's what usually happens when you see them. And it tells her about the crossover. It tells her about his childhood when he's 15. That he gets a demon, an angel. He went to hell, and that he's been a chain smoker ever since. He just pops out that smoke. Yeah. He forces that god Lucifer are raising a proxy war, a standing wager for the souls of mankind. Neither true angels nor demons can manifest on Earth, but they're allowed to possess and influence humans. Both sides also use half-breeds to peddle influence in their cause. But his assistant, this priest, I forget his name, he, keeps this necklace, keeps the voices out, demonic voices out of his head. But it gets into his head one day. He goes to the morgue, sees how this victim dies, touches his blood, gets possessed by bosses are who tortures him. It's like his own torture of hell, like a being in hell. And he tries to, go get some water, but can't get some water because in hell there is no water. In hell, there is no water. Your mouth is burning. You're dehydrated forever and ever, and you can't get no water. So the priest is trying to get water, and eventually it kills him. Constantine is able to find out that Mammon, Lucifer's son, is seeking to create his own hell on Earth, his own kingdom on Earth, by breaking onto the human playing field. They call it, and Constantine is able to help. We all possess the same gift, the same face, the same looks, the same to think, the way to finish each other's sentences. He gives her near death experience. She's like, "Well, John, should I take my clothes off, John? John." He's like, "No," and he has to push her in this water in the bathtub. No, she's not naked. She's got clothes on, but she's like trying to fight him, and she has near death experience. Jump out of there. Realizes what happened. She goes to run, find the signal, and John Constantine create. This is where he creates the Holy Cross gun, and he has this other friend of his. I forget to mention the other friend, but Balthazar kills him. Yeah. And he creates these holy guns and holy bullets as well. It's a holy cross gun, so it's a spiritual gun, just to protect him from the demons. That's why I call it holy, because holy water, a holy weapon to protect him from demons trying to kill him. He goes to Balthasar. I like when he says, "You half-breed piece of shit," knocks him down, and is gonna get spared into heaven. He's afraid to face God, and he's about to do it. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. You know, and God being really, shoots him with it. It's like the gun has like fire that comes out of it, which is pretty cool. And it blows up half of his face. And he tells borrows from telling that Mammon has obtained the spirit of destiny. It was the blood of Jesus Christ. So Christ did die on the cross. But in this movie version, the spirit of destiny can do a lot of damage in the wrong hands, especially in a demon's hands. and the sidekick that she needs since Angela, originally she gets like this pull, this spiritual pulling her, which is Mama, and John sees her get kidnapped because he's the psychic she needs so he can enter into her soul and get out into heaven. He puts her in this water pool where her sister killed herself in, jumped down from the psycho mental hospital, whatever, and she's in hell. And even John himself has to do spiritual thing, think, and he tells her, but give me the cat, looks at the cat, and ends up in hell. Sees where, that her sister is there. Sorry, I go over my research. Again, I've only seen this film 2 times, so I'm sorry if I don't remember completely everything about it. I haven't seen it so many times. I've only seen it twice. Did not grow up with this movie. But you get the scene where he goes to hell and he's able to get Angelica's bracelet, and these demons are chasing him, trying to grab him, and then he's scene where he's jumping out of hell. Pretty cool scene. Yeah. Kramer, I forgot to mention Kramer. Shia LaBeouf couldn't get into the bar because you have to leave the symbol. You have to what it is. You can't get in. He's like, just try it. He goes to Papa Midnight, breaks in. And he's like, breaking my midnight, my club, and he almost, you know, grabs John's wallet and crushes him, about to kill him, and he convinces him to help him eventually. And I like it that when he knocks out the bodyguard, Shia LaBeouf's like, "That's what you get, motherfucker," something like that. And he puts John in the Leicester share that's killed over like 200 inmates, says, and Constantine has a vision, just, you know, and he sees that it was found in Mexico, and this Mexican that's guy who's not dead, just possessed, killed this guy and stole it. And Papa Midnight gets them weapons, holy weapons, to help them out. I like that, and he does this prayer over them, tries to do prayer for John, but John just walks away, and he still prays for him though. And Constantine, along with help with Kate, with Chess, with Kramer, they hold they're gonna do the ritual. The demon enters her. John has to go in there, but there's the demons, and he creates this holy. Thanks to the help, like I said, it's holy weapons they're using. Shuttle buff shoots holy weapons on top of the building in the water, into the water. It creates holy water, and John is able to use his lighter to get the holy water to come out, and he shoots. Sorry, and badass moment, you know, with the holy gun, he's got, you know, shoots them down, kills shoots all the demons. Yeah, and he almost messes up though. He runs out of bullets. Demon's about to attack him, but oh, the shotgun, Shia LaBeouf, Kramer shoots the demon, kills him, and he goes to Angelica, and Mamu, the son of the devil, attacks him, and he pulls the devil out. Pulls his son, the devil, out of her. Just does the prayer. You know, but Angela's which was like passed out, and then this fourth attacks him. Hits Shia LaBeouf. He's like, "Yeah, my name's Kramer." Kramer gets knocked out and dies. John tries to use spiritual on his arms. He has the crosses to bring him back to life. That doesn't work. So let's just spoil this real. So Gabriel seduced Constantine. Emily reveals that the plan to release Mama was Gabriel's plan the whole time. He wants the God's favoritism towards humans and believes that bringing hell to earth will enable those who survive become truly worthy of God's love through repentance and faith. Gabriel then throws Constantine from the room and begins to draw from Memo, trying to get him out. So they take care of her, thinking that God's love through repentance and faith that'll work that way, but it won't work that way. And Constantine's like, John says, John says to Gabriel, "You're insane, Gabriel." Gabriel just kicks him away because Gabriel is a spirit, so you can't really hurt spirit. Gabriel moves in to stab Angela with a spear and release moment, but Constantine slits his wrists, kills himself. Then time starts. Lucifer arrives to collect his soul. He's like, "I got you, John. Need help with your smoke, John." He tells this Lucifer about his son's plan. Then he sends his son back to hell. He attempts, Gabriel attempts to smite Lucifer, but the angel wings are burned away and Gabriel becomes human. Basically, he's a punishment from God. He's like, oh, and so he's like, got his son beholding Rachel, who's being possessed by the spirit of his son, sends his son back to hell. So this will happen. And so the devil, blows the demons, blows, and Abigail ends up, in a pool, in the water. Lucifer grant, a request for, he asks Lucifer for a favor, that he asks Lucifer allow Isabel to go to heaven, and devil's like, okay, and lets her Isabel go to heaven. Uh, uh, Angelica's sister who committed suicide, but she's good at heaven, so he's only himself, but it doesn't work. He can't. He tries to drag him to hell, but, like, but he can't because he did self-sacrifice. You know, that's like a repentance for his soul. He begins to rise to heaven, and they don't show any pictures or anything, but like when he rises to heaven, they're like, "No, this one is mine." The God basically, and you see the gates of heaven itself, going about to go in heaven. Looks at the devil, gives the devil the finger. Lucifer's like, "You're not going to me." Grabs his stomach out, grabs his lung cancer out, kills it, so that he can live again. Constantine departs with the spear after refusing. Gabriel comes out of the world like, "Ugh, John, kill me. Come on. You're angry? You want revenge? Come on, John, kill me." Grabs the gun to her own chest, Gabriel to his own chest, like, "I'm human now, you can kill me." And John's like, hits Gabriel in the face. And Gabriel's like, because Gabriel is a spirit, doesn't feel pain, but being human, when you get hit real hard, you feel that pain, you feel it, because Gabriel's like this. Maybe like this. That's pain. John says, "That's pain. Get used to it." I was like, "Come on, John, what do I gotta do now to get you to kill me? Come on." He was like, he gives the spirit to Angelica, instructing her to hide it and then forget about it. And she says, "Thank you for your help, John." Walks away. And instead of producing a cigarette, he starts to chew on gum. You know. Oh, there was an end credit scene, I guess. I didn't know this. In closing, Constantine visits Kramer's grave. He leaves his lighter that he always used when he leaves chaos. Then Kramer, Shia LaBeouf, appears as an angel with wings and flies toward the sky. Unless that was an alternative ending, I don't know. Constantine smiles, shakes his head, and leaves. So, but that's the new Constantine. Yeah. And this was a good movie. I'm sorry if I didn't get everything right. Before I give a final opinion, though, let's see. John Constantine. I guess there's a plan for all of us. I had to die twice just to figure out what that was out. Like the book says, he works in mysterious ways. Some people like it, some people don't. Angels and demons can't cross over in our plane, so instead we get what we call what I call half breeds, the influence splitters. They can only whisper in our ears. A single word can give you courage or turn your favorite player into your worst nightmare. Those with the demons touch and those part angel living alongside us, they call it the balance. I call it hypocritical bullshit for your boss. This is Constantine, John Constantine, asshole. Which from the irresistible. This is Constantine, John Constantine, asshole. How I know I'm not one of your favorites and I'm not welcome in your house, but I could use a little attention, please. So, speaking of God, look at my life. Heaven and hell are right there. Behind every wall, every window, the world behind the world, and we're smack in the middle. You don't need protection. It'll be back in the day. Is this neutral bullshit? You're the only one who can't play by the rules midnight. And while you've been entertaining Switzerland, people are dying. $200 shirt, by the way. So what do you want? An extension? No, you will live, Johnson King. You will live. You have the chance to prove that your soul really belongs in hell. Or you will live. You will live. You live. What if I told you God and devil made a wager? But for the remaining souls in heaven, I'd tell you stay on your I'd tell you to stay on your meds. Humor me. No direct contact with humans. That would be the rule. Just influence. Why would you do that when you know this isn't my car, John? I told you to move the car. Yeah, but if you told me you were going to drop a 300-pound mirror with a pissed off demon in it, I would have moved it further, John. That was funny. Say what you will about Shia LaBeouf, but I thought he was good in this film. When I am going to stop being your slave, John, you're not my slave, Chase. You're my much appreciated apprentice, just like Tonto or Robin, or Skinny Phil with that fat friend. Hold the door, you're going down. Not if I can help it. I guess God has a plan for all of us. God's a kid with an antworm, lady. He's not playing anything. You try to kill yourself. I didn't try anything. I don't believe in the devil. You should. He believes in you. Okay, that's just some good quote from the movie. But anyway, that's Constantine. Let me give my final thoughts on this movie, and then I'm gonna turn off the video. And I've only seen this movie twice, so I didn't grow up with it, so forgive me. If somebody says, well, you forgot to mention this or that, well, I didn't grow up watching the movie. I've seen it twice. Sorry, folks. But that's why I read it, because I was going to do superhero marathon, and this. And John Constantine is a comic book character, DC comic book character, so I don't know too much about the comics. I never read a Constantine book in my life. I only know about the character from the movie, and DC Legends are more on some of the Justice League animated movies that they put the character in. But I love this movie. This movie's really good. Like I said, this is not a kids movie. It is rated R. It's got violence, just demonic imagines. It can scare your kids. They would definitely be frightened of it. It is a horror film. Not just it's a superhero, but it's a horror film as well. Superhero film, horror film, but both combined. Yeah, with Constantine, the John Constantine character, he is an exorcism, so he does deal with demons and devils and the devil himself and angels. So yeah, so he's an exorcist. Yeah. But thing is, Keanu Reeves, I don't care if the character's British. I mean, I don't like that the character's British. That's one thing I don't like about him. You know, I do believe Keanu Reeves is American, right? Yeah. Well, he's Canadian, sorry, but I say I prefer Canadian to play Constantine. I think Keanu Reeves is great. I didn't really care for the character in Legends of Tomorrow or Arrow. I was annoyed by his British accent. Didn't care about that. I don't care if he's British in the comics. This film does not go by the comics, and this film proves this film still, even on $100 million budget, it's still it made $230.9 million worldwide. It still was successful. Despite what the critics say, this film's been a cult following. Why? I think because it has a good story. Keanu Reeves is great. He's one of the best actors out there. I don't care what nobody says. Keanu's a great actor. Just watch John Wick, watch Speed, even Point Break, he's alright in that. That's it, okay. But he's great in The Matrix as well. Keanu is great, and the story's really good. I like that it's the whole plot that the son of the devil wants to take over the world, and he's got to help this detective cop. I like that he's a guy that, he's committed suicide 15, when he's 15 years old because of seeing demons and stuff. He saw hell, and he's a guy that lives on bar time, and he just says that his attitude, he just doesn't give a crap. He just smokes away. But he does redeem himself by the end. John Constantine, I would say he's a good man, but he's a diverse kind of good, well, not diverse, but he's complicated character. He's a complicated character, as I would describe him. You know, is an anti-hero. He will beat the crap out of you. And will kill you without regard. But he's good at his exorcisms, and he doesn't mind giving or punching a demon or shooting a demon if he has to. Yeah, and he's not the best at getting along with people. He could be a jerk toward people, so not the kind of guy you want to invite to a party. I would say that's kind of a character you don't. But when there's an exorcism that's needed, you probably want the or demons that want to maybe take over the world. You definitely want John Constantine on your side. That's how I would describe the character. But he did good with that, the prayers and stuff that were good in the movie. The story was really good. I thought it was interesting. I thought that Gabriel, who was, I believe, the angel who threw Lucifer out of heaven when there was a war in heaven that went on. Yes, I do believe in that. We don't have to get religious here. I'm not telling you what you need to believe in or anything, but I know that's, well, to me, is the truth. But anyway, I'm not going to argue about that. But it's interesting that they made Gabriel the villain, trying to create hell on earth and having an insane reason. No matter what his reason for it, it was crazy. And yeah, no matter what, God's not going to support that. Yeah. But and Peter Stormare is the Satan. He was good. Uh, I like the story. I think Francis Lawrence did a great job directing. The screenplay and producers, Lawrence and Michael Uslan, they did a good job making this movie. They really want to stick to They didn't say the comics completely, but the movie probably. I don't know. They probably did halfway, but not every comic book superhero movie stays close to the comics, and that's fine. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't work. But this film, it worked. Yeah. Cinematography was nice. The action is really good. I like the line of dialogue, especially by Keanu Reeves. He's a good lead in the film. I forgot to mention one of his friends gives him this weapon. That's part of the gun. He points it and he's got fire that comes out. So he's got some cool stuff. Especially say like I love the Holy Cross gun. The action is really well shot. The CGI is a little dated at times, but it's good CGI. It's a little bit dated at times, but it's still good. It's not terrible or anything. The editing, music score is pretty good when it's there by Brian Tyler. I'll know it when I hear it. And yeah, it's only about 2 hours, but it goes by at a pretty good pace in my opinion. You get a good story. Keanu Reeves, does a great job as John Constantine. Didn't really care for Rachel Weisz much. Shia LaBeouf was great. Trina Swinton, Kurt Taylor Vincent, Domino Hush, they were great in the film, and the other cast great. But yeah, and it's got a good story, and yeah, really good film in my opinion. If they make a sequel, they should make it modern. They should make it new and give a new plot, new story. It's probably going to be loaded with CGI, but at least come up with a different story. And please give me a different female lead. I don't want Rachel Weisz in here. Should have been Michelle Monaghan. I'm sorry. My problem is some of the CGI is dated, especially in Hell. It looks a lot dated. The special effects, the CGI is a bit dated in here. But again, this early 2000s. But it's not like Sci-Fi Channel awful special effects or CGI. I've seen so many Sci-Fi Channel movies, quite a bit of them. Some of those effects are terrible. Or even the superhero films that have terrible effects. Like even some of the master special effects in that, CGI in that is terrible. But I'm just saying it's a bit dated here. And I don't like Rachel Wise, or whatever her name is. Never cared for this actress, was never a fan of her. But that's just me personally. If you like her, to each his own. But I just was never a fan of her. But anyway, guys, I think that's my final thoughts is Constantine. Great movie, good movie. Definitely a cult classic, definitely an underrated movie. But since I have those two problems with it, my rating, I'm going to give Constantine a thumbs up. And my rating for this film is 4 to 5 stars. So, guys, if you've seen Constantine starring Keanu Reeves, tell me in the comments down below. What do you think of this movie in your opinion? Do you like it or do you hate it? Let me know down below. Alright. And the next superhero review, well, it's a superhero review, but this is a totally different movie. Based on a comic, but it's a very dark. It's like a political thriller, too. And that is, I'll be reviewing Natalie Portman, starring Natalie Portman and Hugo Weaving, and that is V for Vendetta. Yeah, Natalie Portman. Yeah, Strikes me, but V for Vendetta. That is definitely next. Definitely an underrated comic book film that doesn't get talked about a whole lot much. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of Constantine in your opinion? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for my review for V for Vendetta. Yeah, definitely look forward to talking about this one next. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.